Hi creative friends, this is Soraya and thank you so much for being here. So I'm going to do something just a little bit different today. I am not going to be painting, I'm going to be talking about a few concepts from this book. And I'm not going to talk about, this book is actually, it's quite thick. So there are a lot of different things in here and, I could probably get lost trying to go over every point, which is not my intention. So what I did before I turned the camera on is I went through the book, and because I have been working with this book in my studio log for the past, I don't know, I want to say 6 to 8 months, I have been really going very deep into these exercises, and it aligns with the way I'm working right now, especially in my Healing Ancestral Trauma art journal. But anyways, I just want to share a very small story about this particular way of working. So this book is called Painting the Landscape of Your Soul, A Journey of Self-Discovery, and it's by a lady named Damini, I don't want to butcher her last name. It's Celebre. And like I mentioned before, anytime I use a book, I will just take a picture and I will post all the information in my in the YouTube section of my channel where I can post photographs. So if anyone was interested in taking a look at it. But when I first started painting and drawing and taking art classes, etc., I would not have been interested in a book like this. My books were more like perspective, blind contour drawing, semi-blind contour drawing, how to set up still lifes, lighting, etc. I was more interested in the very technical parts of drawing and painting. And this book, I'm not sure how I even came to be interested in it and buy it. It was probably like about 7 or 8 years ago, and I did read it, probably not in depth. I think it was around the time I started taking classes with Connie Celebre. Not that she recommended it, but it just kind of coincided. And it makes sense because, Connie is very intuitive. She works intuitively. And so I can see that all this happening around that time. But then when I started working in my Healing Ancestral Trauma art journal, I really became very attracted to this book, and I've been working in it. So I am just going to talk about 3 ways that she approaches different things that I think are very, very valuable. So this one is called Make It Ugly, okay? And I think that is so freeing, because a lot of times, when I know for me, I'll just speak from my perspective, especially when I first started, it's like you want that external validation. You're like, oh, I want people to say it's so beautiful, and there's nothing wrong with that. We're human beings. So obviously, there's nothing wrong with wanting somebody to say, oh, I love your colors, I love your palette, it's so beautiful, and there's nothing wrong with that. However, if we get too fixated on that, where it determines how we paint, what we paint, that can be really problematic. So one of the exercises is, and I'm going to read it, she says, make an ugly painting. Now, isn't this so freeing, you guys? Go ahead, get it out of your system. Let's start acknowledging your biggest fears. What if I mess this painting up? What if I don't like it? Your mantra, chant, prayer will be process, not product. I think this is so important and valuable, you guys. I actually have written this and stuck it up on above my studio desk because, yeah, process, not product. What is important is that you learn about yourself, not what it looks like. So here is your opportunity to make the ugliest painting you can make. Don't even think about skipping this exercise. It is important. The fear of not doing something right, in this case, ugly, not perfect, can stop you from living fully. And then she says, create, make it ugly, set up your painting space, ground yourself, ask for a foundation blessing. So make an ugly painting. Invite all that hidden ugliness to show up and come out of you via paint on paper. Use a brush, your hands, and other things to make marks. Go ahead, scratch away at the paint. Throw paint, don't tear it up. Just keep moving. Try not to step back and look. That will engage your mind. You want a mind-free, judgment-free zone. Just keep moving. And if sounds want to come out, let them. Don't hold back. After all, it is just kids paint on paper. Keep painting, just keep painting, just keep painting. So I love this exercise, you guys, and I've even done it with a pencil, like just dry media, where I'm just like, getting my stuff out. It is so cathartic. It is so informative. It is so freeing, okay? Where you're just like letting go. Now, this one over here is something I am super, super interested in because, of course, I am delving into Jungian psychology, the medial woman, Dr. Clarissa Pinkola Estes, shadow work, etc., etc. So, she goes on and there's lots of exercises in this book. So I am not going to I'm not going to read the whole book, or even the whole chapter, but I will read a few parts of it. So, alchemy, the act of transforming base, dense ideas or matter into light or gold. Our energy holds a blueprint that our physical body mimics. As we follow our intuitive creative self, we clear these old holding patterns and release blocks. The result is that our physical body rebalances, bringing lightness to who we are, remembering our true self vibration. With each discovery, we change our dense old body vibration and embody our true higher vibration self. It feels natural and right when we come home to ourselves. Under all the layers of expectations and self-impositions is a fully alive, unique you waiting to come home. Oh, I love this, you guys. I love this. Meet your shadow self. One of the most profound gifts of this work is the opportunity to look at and explore parts of yourself that you usually are afraid to acknowledge. When we don't look at those parts, they tend to leak out unregulated, and they can look like hysterical crying, flying off the handle, rage, sinking to the depths of depression, being a bit too pissy, over-controlling, overly accommodating, way too polite, people-pleasing, etc. Going back to what we have explored, your shadow self consists of those parts of yourself you have put away because you don't want other folks to see them. It is often our young self that labeled these parts bad. Now, as your adult self, it is time to reclaim all of your parts. Let's go a step further and deeper. Now, I have been really delving into this in my studio log and, really getting into the layers, because there are layers to this, and there are these are our child selves generally, but then they trace back to our parents, the inner critic, to generational traumas, etc. So me working in my healing ancestral trauma art journal, that's what I'm saying. When I started working on that journal, I was so drawn to this book. I've been really working in just layers, and more stuff is coming out and more stuff is coming out. And then I go work in my art journal, and it's really been cathartic, and it's just been such a valuable process. So I'm going to read what she says. Have you put away a strong part, a magical part, a sweet, soft part of you, the part of you that says no and means it, the brutally honest part of you, the part of you that is just too big, too loud, too out there? Your intuition will show you the one part of you that wants to be a conscious part of you again. That part needs the most healing at this moment. That part is ready to be seen and brought back into the fold of your everyday self. Now, she gives, different things that you can do, like, coming into your body, setting up your space, close your eyes, take a deep breath. She goes into all of that. Now, the third exercise I want to talk about here is something that I started doing once I started working in my healing ancestral trauma art journal. I really started doing a lot of these exercises. They were like, I was craving them. So now one of the things she says is, She talks about like the masculine and the feminine, and this is not about gender at all. So everybody has a masculine side and a feminine side, and actually, doing shadow work, you want to claim both of those. Like, to be too, like, even though I am a woman in a gender sense, I have masculine qualities and I have feminine qualities. And if you go too much to either side, it can become very unhealthy, because like, you can become too submissive, too people pleasing, too performative, too instead of speaking from your truth, from your gut, from a place of confidence and assertiveness and self-knowledge, like, you're gonna get into a, oh, but and yeah, and that breathy, like, child kind of, not childlike but childish. That's like, those are the negative feminine aspects. Like, that's what I'm understanding. Okay. And then you see the same thing with, say, a male. You can have a male that hasn't, they have repressed their feminine qualities of nurturing and caring and protecting, and all of those are very healthy feminine qualities that every human being should embody. But you might find a man who's like too much in his toxic masculinity, and yeah, that's problematic. So this is all about creating balance. So this one here I'm going to read because I have been really doing this. Your inner muse is closely connected to your feminine and masculine energy. The creative process will show you both aspects of yourself and where those energies meet, expand, and then balance. Set up your painting space. Create your sacred space. Ground yourself. Ask for a foundation blessing. Ask your intuitive self which energy it is you want to explore first, masculine or feminine. As your feminine and masculine parts coalesce into color, shape, and form, let your masculine and feminine vibration emerge, however the energy moves you. Let the shapes be what they want to be. In other words, everything can be topsy-turvy. Up can be down can be sideways. Like, there's no rules, okay? Allow your intuitive self to lead the way. Your body, mind, spirit will start to vibrate in that masculine, feminine energy, balancing, enlivening, and making both energies more accessible to you. Try exploring just one side at a time. After you have done separate masculine and feminine energy paintings, invite those energies to unite, interweave, and integrate onto one creation. Two sides make a balanced you. And then, she goes on into other aspects. This is a very good book, you guys, but I think you have to be ready to work this way. It's not, like I said, like 20 years ago, I would not have been interested in this. This would have been like me reading a book in, Mandarin or Cantonese or something. Like, I just would not have been able to understand it. So one of the things I've been doing, and this all came from my Healing Ancestral Trauma art journal, is I have really set up my workspace before I get to painting, where I will light a candle and I will just get very still, almost like meditative. I will invite certain energies in. I will write down what I'm asking for, what I hope for, whether it's a medial woman, whether it's this, whether it's that, whatever. It's all very personal, symbolic, and I've been really intentional about that. And I've never done that like before, but now with my working in my Healing Ancestral Trauma art journal, it's like I'm craving it. My soul is craving it, and it feels good and right. And then I'm getting all this knowledge that I don't know. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. They're probably childhood memories. There are things that have been passed down through the generations, but I'm getting like all the knowledge, which is like the medial woman. She's standing at the edge of the world. She's bringing forth information from this world and that. She's carrying things from the logical, practical, physical world into the other realms, and then she's bringing stuff from the other realms into this world, and I am really doing that, and it's so amazing. Now, another thing I've been doing is exploring shape. Just for me, like, one of my in my visual language, like, one of my shapes is a circle, and I'm sure for many of us it's the circle. It's just a universal thing. Like, I'm drawn to circles. I love them. They're interesting to me. They're calming, they're soothing, they're meditative, they hold so much meaning. And so like when we're talking about shapes, the circle is feminine, the you know, a square is masculine, right? So this is not about gender at all. You can use squares, you can use circles. This is not, this is like energies. These are not, oh, this is, you know, this is not gender, okay? But, you know, you can look at shapes and you can say, oh, you know, this shape is masculine, this shape is feminine. Like another shape that's feminine is the triangle. And in many cultures all over the world, the triangle is actually a symbol of femininity, of, you know, the life-giving, birth-giving qualities that women hold, this, that, and the other. And a rectangle is masculine. So yeah, you know, these are just symbologies that anybody can embody. So anyways, you guys, I hope that this was interesting. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, this is just something I wanted to share. I did do another video like maybe 6 months ago or more on an exercise in this book, and I got a lot of questions about it and people were interested. So yeah, this is something I have been doing on my own, like working in my studio log, and this ties in directly to my Healing Ancestral Trauma Art Journal, where like I am just so wanting this way of working. So anyways, you guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.